and thank you for joining me here. As we all know, all organizations want to attract, motivate, and retain the most qualified employees and match them to the job best suited to them. The human resource department in each company is an extremely important position in transforming their company into functioning like a well-oiled machine. Today, I'd like to ask my guests some questions about the different directions in HR and how to get into the field. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with me today about your career in the human resources field. Would you please introduce yourself and give us your current position?
Certainly. My name is Deborah Thode, and I am the Human Resource Specialist in the LTL division of Suntech Transport Company. We're a transportation broker in Jacksonville, Florida, with more than 50 locations across the U.S.
That's really interesting. And how long have you worked in HR?
I've been in my current position for less than 4 months. However, I've worked in the HR human resource field for nearly 20 years.
What are your responsibilities in your department?
In my current position as the HR manager, I'm primarily into recruitment and employment, which is the hiring and placement of new employees, providing them with information about their particular position, their duties, their responsibilities, and getting the hours that they work, how much vacation time they earn, tracked and managed to our main facility down in Boca Raton. And I'm also a little bit into specific training for advanced duties. A lot of our employees are brokers, or I should say on the phone salespeople, and so by providing them with training opportunities to where they can improve their sales skills, improve their telephone presentation skills, which gets them better at the job that they're doing, allows them to earn more commission and be eligible for promotions quicker.
So you're really like a representative for the people.
I am.
So what does a normal day for you entail?
Well, typically in the morning I will be answering emails, making sure that federal and state licensing and filing is taken complete. A lot of times it's responding to resumes and inquiries about new jobs. When a department head comes to me and they have a new position that they'd like filled, or if somebody's leaving a position, speaking with that manager to find out the skills and the experience they're looking to replace with, and then really matching up the needs of a position with the resumes and job applications to see if we have any good fits.
So a representative and a matchmaker.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about the different fields inside the Human Resources Department?
Well, absolutely. Human Resources is really interesting. I call it kind of like an industry. One of the main items that everybody, when you think about human resources, what you think about is, when you apply for a job, you send your resume somewhere, they look to see if it's a good match. That's the employment and recruitment division. Another part of it is compensation and benefits. Are you working 40 hours a week? How much do you get paid? Are you eligible for insurance? Are you eligible for a 401k? Does your company offer health benefits, insurance? All these are responsibilities underneath the HR umbrella. Training and development, like we talked a few moments ago, providing advancement opportunity training, and depending on the state in which you live or the company that you work, EEO training, sexual harassment training, safety training. Those are all really important aspects in a certain division of HR specifically. Another subset of HR is labor relations, especially with industries that are heavily operated by union employees. Labor relations is kind of a world of its own within the HR department. And finally, compliance and strategy. This is when the HR division of the company is working with the executive offices, and they're really trying to strategize the future of the company, because the future, the number one asset of a company is its people. And so the human resource department is often very key with executive decisions, deciding where the company is today, where the company wants to go tomorrow, and what type of employees do they need to have in place to get there, and more importantly, the employees they have today, can they meet those needs? So those are the 5 main areas of HR.
That's really interesting. And of all the fields in HR, is there one that you would say is more important than another?
Well, it really kind of depends on the type of company that you work for. When you work for, let's say, we're having this interview here at Panera.
Right.
Panera is very much franchised. The strategy of the organization is dictated by corporate, but each of the different franchises, the employees that they hire give their very unique flavor of each store. All these employees have to be hired, selected. You have to pay them wages, make sure they're meeting federal and state guidelines, their taxes are being paid. So that employee recruiting, as well as the benefits and compensation, you have to have those 2 departments in there.
Right.
And so those are sort of like the 2 assumed portions of a company, the HR department. You have to have them. For companies that are in the growth stage and that are really trying to change, that 4th level of strategies, it's key. Because if you're working in a new field, if you're working in IT, where the company's strategy is going to dictate what type of employees they have, how can we get those employees, what are we going to pay them to keep them, how are we going to train them and give them the skill set necessary to be cutting edge in the industry, all that comes from the HR strategies.
That's really good. Now, the Columbia Consulting Group says that they're watching more and more companies seeking to change the role in their human resources organization from a passive compensation, benefits, and compliance role to a human resources organization, which is a highly proactive partner playing a leadership role in helping to frame the company's operating strategies to meet corporate objectives. Would you say this is the same direction that your company is driving?
Absolutely. As a transportation broker, Suntech typically had individuals that were in a telephone sales capacity, meeting the customer and the truck driver and bringing them together. By being more strategic in the type of people that you hire for that job, being more strategic in the training and the resources that you give these, we're allowing the company to grow and to expand. And just in the last 2 years, Suntech has gone from about $120 million annually to over $180 million annually in gross total revenue. And in this economic recession that we've experienced the last 2 years, having that kind of growth is purely because of the people involved, and the people is the HR department.
Absolutely. Now, going to your education and what you need to become a part of this department, what degrees do you hold currently?
Well, I have my associate's degree in business management and administration from Florida Junior Community College. I have my bachelor's degree in business marketing from the University of Phoenix, and I also hold a Master of Business Administration from Jacksonville University.
And do you feel that these really assist you in your position?
Absolutely. Now, when I first started, I had gotten my associate's degree, and I started assuming some roles in HR, kind of the reporting of the benefits and reporting of hours to our headquarters. And then as I started getting more and more responsibilities, it became apparent that I really needed to have a more defined background in HR. So I went and pursued my training and education as a professional human resource specialist through our industry organization called SHRM, or the Society of Human Resource Managers. And SHRM has a national certification program where you can get a PHR, professional human resource person, your SPHR, which is your specialized human resource person, or you can have your master's. And so I